I think with certain players, they've got that competitive edge that they can't really switch off. And I think it's like, so, you know, that's why you have that itch and you want to go back. And I think with some of them as well, is that whole thing that sports is short. It's a short career. And to them, it's not somewhat fair because they want to keep going. You find someone like Zlatan, who you do clearly see what he doesn't know what to do. If should he hang
he said as much.
Yeah, and Uyambona Milan, you get his teammates who say, well, this guy is celebrating like he won us the league. He was barely playing, you know. But that's someone who's holding on to those years, holding on to the game because they love it so much. But I've also heard from athletes like Scholes when he called it quits. When he came back, it was like it's no longer the same. When you find Pacquiao saying, I was beaten by a guy that I should beat on a regular day, and if I can't perform at this level, I should call it quits. For me, with the comeback, I think if your mindset has dabbled in maybe I should retire, and you are at 40 and you are a mom and you are starting to look at the idea that I should spend more time with my family, I think for me that should be a clear indication to go into that new chapter of your life. And I'm not saying it's easy, but I think that because if you've entertained that, because oftentimes when they do tell you I'm quitting, they said I've thought long and hard and I do want to walk away. Then you get up with Tom Brady who come back and win stuff, you know. But if you thought long and hard and this is where you are, I think coming back will be more laborious to your body, will be more intense in terms of you preparing yourself to go out and practice again and do all these things, and it's going to be more of a chore than it is the game that you used to love. But I mean, if she can perform at a high level, I would not say Salong Adlali. But in my mind, if your mind is there already to quit, you can.
See, that's a good point you bring up with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is going as finalized the divorce now, and literally it's down to the fact that he chose his career over his family, you know, over his wife. You want to put it that way. And there's the thing about a high level competition and high level sportsmen, athletes,
dedication,
where if you have attached the entirety of your self-worth to this, because what this is, Chuck, it's a drug. When you are celebrated by millions around the world, when you have the earning power that you have, or like playing a sport, going away to do something else, it's not quite the same thing. And there are some people able to adjust to that. It's one of the sad things about Kobe dying when he did, because he had just won an Oscar and he was transitioning to something else where it looked like he was just as happy and was going to be just as good. And you contrast that against Zlatan, who says he's afraid of what comes after football, because in this arena you're a god, and then now you have to be a mortal and you bleed
and still figure things out.
And he keeps on choosing to go under the knife, he literally to have surgery so that he can continue doing this. Why would you want to continue putting your body under that? You know, but that's the dynamic that would be interesting to be able to speak to us, Arena, and people of that nature, in terms of, do you recognize anything of yourself beyond being the god of tennis, beyond being like I am Zlatan and these people, you know? Because what comes after that, are you ready for that? Can you transition to that? Do you feel as fulfilled in that? Because then it is sad. You know, it is sad if the whole thing behind it is you don't know what else is there to life, or you feel there's nothing else there to life except for being this person that is watched by millions, celebrated by millions, and used to be a champion.
Yep.